Welcome to Every Album Member with Mike and Alex. My name is Michael Mansour. I'm joined as always by my lovely, wonderful co-host, Alexander Volz. Even in the apocalypse, please say hello.
Hello, forever.
Hello, forever. This is Every Album Member, the podcast where we listen to every single album in the world, one artist at a time. That is a new discography, more or less, per episode. And today we are talking about
the mighty ISIS.
Yes.
Not the terrorist organization.
Shut up. No, fuck no. No, these guys were first. Fuck them. Copyright infringement.
They were first.
I want to scream right now, dude. I want to scream for excitement. Fucking love ISIS. Okay, anyway, before we fucking jump into that, if you like us, want to support us, please, for the love of God, please support us. Please tell a friend or subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, fucking Stitcher, whoever the hell uses Stitcher, whatever. We're all over the place. Please, for the love of God, subscribe, tell a friend. And if you want to chew on some more ISIS after the episode, please check out the Spotify playlist that we put together. There should be a link in the description of wherever you're listening and watching, as well as everyalbumever.com. Everyalbumever.com has links to all the bullshit, and there's a playlist associated with every single episode. So,
and this playlist will be 5 hours long.
And that's because it has 5 songs on it, because every song is a fucking hour long. Okay. I like this band. I think that's probably safe to say.
Are amazing and way ahead of at the time ahead of the game. And to me, this totally changed heavy music.
Mm-hmm. So for this is we've been doing kind of like a zigzag of like really well-known names and names that no one's ever fucking heard of. So this is probably like in the middle. If you're into underground alti music, you probably have heard of ISIS, but for everyone else in the world, give us a little glimpse.
Yeah, they so I would say started making, no pun intended, started making waves in 2002. And this Off from the Races, they're just so influential with the sound they created. To me, like Mastodon, and I love Mastodon, obviously. Mm-hmm. They get a lot of credit for creating this like watery guitar sounds, but that wasn't possible without ISIS.
Mm-hmm. So ISIS, they're probably closer to like genres that could be described using any kind of post label, post metal, post thing. I don't know dick about post music, unless it's like post punk, I guess. Because like, yeah, they're metal, but I guess metal. There's a lot more to it.
Yeah, they have more in common with a band like Godspeed or Explosions in the Sky than they do a metal band. Or metal traditional.
Go on.
Like a traditional metal band, but their peers like Mastodon and Neurosis make sense for what they do.
They're metal in the sense that they're fucking loud and heavy, and there's a lot of involved in the music for the most part. But in terms of the writing and in terms of the way they arrange stuff, it's like just really, really intricate post-rock stuff, especially as they go on in the career. That just happens to be very fucking brutal. It's if you like loud music, this is and it's funny because it's not exactly brainy, it's not mathy, but it's still super complex. And that's why I find that I don't know, it's just more pleasant to me than anything kind of like, I don't know, Dillinger shit where it's just, riffs all over the place, and it's still interesting and cool and really complicated. But these guys, I don't know, man. There's something really pretty about ISIS. Yeah.
Yeah, the guitar player / vocalist Aaron Turner is a genius.
I've been told he looks and sounds like a god.
He currently looks like a caveman, which is fine.
That's godlike in some cultures.
It is. But he also created one of my favorite record labels, Hydra Head. So they put out so much good stuff that, like, by Daughters, Big Business, Cave In, Boris, all the
Perfect bands.
all the perfect bands.
Yeah, okay.
I would say, almost every band that Hydra had worked with was very interesting. So,
what's your backstory with ISIS? How'd you get into them?
Through Mastodon, because I, like everyone else, like, loved Leviathan and loved the way it sounded, and I read someone do the comparison I did, where, ISIS kind of did it first. Obviously, Leviathan is its own thing. And I was like, interesting. So I went and I listened to it. It was like totally blown away. And
different fucking band.
Different band for sure. And then I don't even count that I saw them live. I saw them open up for Tool, but I was in obstructed seating, and I was pissed off.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't. It's funny because, like, I have no idea how I got into ISIS. I don't remember. Like, it wasn't, and it wasn't long ago. It was like fucking 3 years ago or something, maybe longer. I don't remember exactly. I don't know when they broke up, but it was definitely after they broke up. And it was like a whole phase. It was like a very summertime phase where I was just listening to everything over and over again. And one thing I will say about this band is, as much as we like them and as much as I love them, I can't recommend them to people who are not patient music listeners. They don't gratify you. There's the songs are like fucking 20 goddamn minutes. I'm exaggerating, like 10 minutes, but it is all about the buildup. They're the kings of buildup in all of metal, I feel like.
Yes, they constantly progressing every album to the point of almost perfection. I feel like, which we'll get into on each one.
What other? I'm trying to think of something more to say before we jump into each album, but like this is gonna be one where this is a pretty specific band. Like, if you don't like shit out the gate, probably not for you, I would say. Like, I don't feel I don't feel like a lot of the albums down the road are going to convince people who are immediately turned off by the first album. Like, as much as they go crazy places, and I think they get way better as they go along.
Yeah.
There's a pretty, man, like that foundation. If you don't like that foundation, move the fuck on, I think.
I kind of disagree, but we'll wait until we get into that. Into the album. But before that album, they did put out 4 EPs between 98 and 99. And I listened to those, and the demos are just like sludgier, angrier ISIS. There's some interesting things, like a song called Catalyst that has like a galloping beat and guitar riff, which ISIS does not known for.
That's very thrash. Dude, like you said 4 EPs?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to the EPs because I'm a jackass. I'm going to after this, but highlights of the EPs, what is your favorite of the EPs if you had to pick one?
I would say Mosquito Control, because there's a song called Poison Eggs, and that's where you kind of get that signature ISIS guitar sound on Mosquito Control. So if you only listen to one, and then you could skip Sawblade, but Mosquito Control is real interesting.
Okay, very cool. Oh man. No, like, I'm taking a fucking detour. I was so glad to go back to, because it's one of those bands that I forgot I adored. Like, it's one of those ones where, like, yeah, I like them. They're a great band. I remember getting into them, but fuck, man, like listening to them in depth over and over again, like, fuck.
Yeah,
they're inspiring as fuck, dude. They're inspiring. Yeah,
for me, it's more like when I listen to them, I want to like listen to them. I don't want them on in the background.
The songs are too long and they're so loud that, like, you can't have it in the background. It's just, you're gonna lose it.
I mean, you can, but like man, just sitting there with it is so much better.
All right, so ISIS, during their existence, they put out 5 albums. The first one was released in 2000, the last one 2009. Okay, let us begin. This is the first album, released 2000. This is Celestial. Could anyone hear the music? Could you hear the music, Alex?
I can.
Okay.
So there's like some new metal. Yeah.
Real driving, man. Real fucking. I mean, that is pretty gallopy. It's like.
Yeah, it's there's no rapping on it, but like I can picture Korn like, doing something with this.
Did we just mention Korn again on another episode? Is that what we did? Is that what we
Gotta do it. Gotta do it.
That little sample in between. So cool. There he is, the god himself. Fuck, man. Already, I'm so excited because this is already kind of giving an example. There's a lot of I'm just going to stop talking.
Yeah.
A lot of repetition. Like they pick a rep and they fucking stick to it. And then very slightly, they alter it as it goes on, just slightly. And then that's why every song is 9 goddamn minutes. Like that song, how fucking long is that? That's literally like 9.5 minutes song. Very fucking cool. What?
So I'm gonna give this worst album.
Okay, I knew you would. And I fucking disagree because this is so brutal. I fucking love how brutal. This is their most brutal album. This is their heaviest, their most aggressive.
Yeah. It for sure is. It's their angriest, and it's not bad by any means. It's this. Gotta give it worse.
If we have to give it worse, which we do because we make our own rules, I guess. I get it. I get why compared to the rest, it would be considered weaker. But there's so much about this one that I still love. I probably would agree with you actually a few years ago, but this time I do not. I love this one. I love it.
Going back to what you said, the foundation is solid though. Like if you know what the band's gonna become, you can hear it in this album for sure.
It's very Neurosis like. We're gonna be probably talking about Neurosis a lot in this episode. And I mean that not just because of the heaviness, but because the type of riffs. Neurosis is a very ugly band. They play the most upsetting riffs. Like there's no light whatsoever on stuff like that. And there's a lot of that style on here. Like the riffs are as quote unquote metal as they've ever been on this album. But they still kind of every once in a while, less so than other albums, but every once in a while they'll mix it up. They'll throw in something real fucking pretty. The goddamn chorus part not really. They don't have choruses, but chorus-esque part to fucking to Collapse and Crush, which I will put on fucking right now. It's heavy, sure, but it's fucking beautiful, and I love it. And it's shit like this that gets me very excited when I'm listening to music. So this is 1:45 into Collapse and Crush. Shit. You can actually hear acoustic guitars in there too. There's so much.
Yeah, it's a great song.
It's so good. It's still ugly and he's still fucking shredding his vocal cords, but my God, is that not lovely?
This is probably like mind shattering to put out in the year 2002.
Hey, what else came out that year?
Well, this is like
some sort of Ace of Base record.
Yeah, this is like peak new metal. So like this, I don't know who they were like touring or playing shows with, because there's like no way this could have. Maybe people who were listening to the Melvins at the time, but
That's funny too, because this is I would call them kind of timeless. Well, timeless as far as our standards these days. But at the time, this was not. I didn't think about like how fucking like this fits in with shit that's been that was released last year.
Oh yeah,
which is crazy. This was 20 years ago.
And bands are very like vocal about the impact ISIS had on them almost immediately. Like that band Cult of Luna, they changed their sound completely after hearing ISIS.
Yeah, ISIS is like continuing to be influential. Like I today am influenced by ISIS, and it's just it's hard to put down because like it's hard to put down into words because I want to say that people who hate music will like this. Like I don't want to say my mom. My mom doesn't hate music, but she certainly hates when people scream. Even this. I fucking dare her to talk shit.
You know what I do for those people is because after they broke up, 3 of the members went on to do an album called Palms with Chino from Deftones. I play them Palms because it's still ISIS.
Yeah, but Chino,
you got pretty like Chino vocals, and it's like a marriage I didn't even know I wanted.
Right.
Getting back to the album though, I like glistening a lot at around the 450 mark. I really like the way the bass and the guitar play off each other. I think that's real interesting.
450 you said?
Yeah, around there.
That's hilarious because our timestamps are like way past normal like song lengths.
You know?
Yeah, around the 10-minute, 15-second mark, you're going to hear something.
Hey man, I think if I was sampling shit, if I had the brain to grab the samples and tweak them, I could be on top of it. But
maybe. This is listen, 5 fucking minutes in. Oh, fuck. So fucking powerful. God damn. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting fucking sweaty. I'm also super sweaty, dude. Like it's getting hot in LA.
It's hot.
I can't have my AC on because of the fucking sound, but I am fucking, my chest is wet. But anyway,
Swarm's Rain, also a great song on here.
I'm glad you're naming songs that are different than the ones that I noted because like Deconstructing Towers is fucking the shit.
That was the next one I was gonna bring up. Like they're so specifically on that song. You're like, they are real tight as a band, as a unit. They fucking come together and just kill it.
Yeah, Gentle Time is fucking murder music. It's probably my favorite song on the album. I would probably say my favorite song on the album. Everything about it is just so goddamn. It just hurts. Like I don't know. It's the most brutal song. I feel like one of their most brutal songs by far. But even at this stage, even this first album, it's still not a band for impatient people. Like there's you just cited a part 5 minutes in. Like that is not for people who are waiting for immediate gratification. And a lot of stuff. I mean, while most of the album is pretty ugly, dark, and moody and stuff, like the end of the title track is, for example, it's like super gorgeous. But it's like, like you gotta not necessarily wait for these parts, but like it just these really beautiful, amazing parts at the end of the songs. They wouldn't have as much weight if they didn't take 70 minutes building up to it. Like I don't know, like that's why a lot of them I didn't even put timestamps because they're not the same unless you were with the song from the beginning. Like they get there.
That's true. It's part of the reason I also like Def Heaven, because they're also very good at that. They've taken ISIS has taken the quiet, loud dynamic that a lot of artists like the Pixies use, and just became kings at doing it.
Yeah. So Alex's worst, but clearly not an actual worst. It's just
not an actual worst.
And that's pretty much the consensus. Picking a favorite or a best was fucking hard, dude.
So fucking hard. I went back and forth and changed it.
Yeah, same. But anyway, this is the most brutal. If you're like fucking really into, I mean, I guess you could work out to this. I don't even know, but listen to it, dude. It's fucking great. All right, let's move on to the next one. What am I doing? I just pressed play by accident. This is 2002, Oceanic.
Fuck yes.
This is a really satisfying riff. It's really punchy. It's high energy for their standards, I guess. The places this song goes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I wrote that down on so many song notes. The places it goes.
You have no idea where the song is going to end up. You have fucking no idea with most of their songs. You have no idea how it's going to end.
That's part of the fun of the band and what makes them great and interesting.
Okay, so I'm gonna lower it now, and I'm gonna fast forward this song about 5 minutes to give a listener where this song goes. Okay, so you heard how it starts up. You know that really punchy, that snare is really really snappy, and then 5 minutes in, it is this. Oh, that riff. Oh,
so good.
So good.
So triumphant.
It's so triumphant. It just turned into this fucking champion-esque, beautiful. That guitar line is so fucking beautiful. Ah, god damn it. Great album.
So this, I wanted to give this best because I feel like this is a very important album, but I couldn't in the scheme of things, so I gave this personal favorite.
Is your personal favorite?
Personal favorite because to me, this is the album that changed everything. Like heavy music would not be the same without this album. Like if they only did 2 albums and broke up after this, like they're still legends.
This is a fucking fantastic album. I remember this one didn't stick with me as much a few years ago when I was into them, but this time I was having some trouble. I didn't give it a best or a personal favorite, but this one I'm going to go back to a lot. I like it a lot. It's not as melodic as like some of the later albums. Yeah, because Turner he's really screaming on this one, and it's still very much aggressive. But the build-up aspect of this band is like, this is prime. You gotta wait to hear how this song turns out. Like, I feel like no song on here is like immediately you're gonna like it. You gotta let it sit in for a while.
No, yeah. Also, I forgot to bring him up earlier. They worked with producer Matt Bayless, who went on to work with Mastodon. Another reason they sound kind of similar. And so, yeah, he's also should get some credit as, influencing their sound and all that, because he's produced all their albums except for one. So he's a real important dude. Yeah, it's funny. You kind of hinted at it earlier. We're trying to talk about it and describe it, but it's something even Aaron Turner doesn't like to really do. So the songs are pretty vague. With you just kind of get these hints. The vocals, even if you're sitting there with the lyrics, I'm like, he's not saying that. Like, there's no.
Yeah.
It's purposefully like mysterious in a way.
I appreciate the fuck out of that. You can't hate lyrics if you don't know what they mean. Let's see what else. What I was thinking about this album. I'm already like losing myself. I actually no. I'm gonna continue off of that with the vocals. Some of the most forgivable harsh vocals, and by forgivable I mean like people who don't normally like aggressive screaming stuff. Pretty much from beginning to end, from the first album to the last one, vocals are way buried. They're buried as fuck. There's clearly not a thing that they're trying to accentuate, and it's cool. I like his scream. I like his growls a lot, but they don't need them. They could. I think they would make sense as an instrumental band. I don't think they would. I do like the vocals. I prefer them there, but this I literally wrote this on my notes. I forgot I wrote this. Their vocals are so forgivable that my mom would definitely not mind them. I keep mentioning my mom, but whatever. I think she'd like this band. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like it took me a while to realize, because the vocals are so buried. It took me a while to realize there are some female vocals on this album.
Yeah, Wait is like mostly female vocals. No,
dude.
Yeah. Wait.
Maritime is kind of part of Wait to me. It's one song, pretty much. Like I need Maritime into Wait. That's like two of my favorite ISIS songs right there.
See, I thought Wait was weaker. I thought Wait was one of the weaker ones.
I like the Wait a lot. It's so like, if you could only pick one pretty song off the album, it's gonna be the Wait. I feel like they're channeling some of the Cocteau Twins on that song. And it's so
dreamy.
dense.
Yeah,
it's so dense. I mean, everything they do is dense. And then with the vocals being buried. Did I say this already? I feel like I'm going crazy. With the vocals being buried, it plays into like the ocean theme of being overwhelmed.
You didn't say that, but yeah, I get you.
Yeah. It plays into like the being consumed and overwhelmed by this thing.
Yeah, I would assume this is a concept album. I don't read any of the lyrics, but I'm assuming so.
Yeah, most of their albums are concept albums. Like this one is about a guy who's dealing with depression, emotional emptiness, and he's attracted to this female being who has some mystical qualities to her, and she's kind of representation of the sea. So
it's The Lighthouse starring Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, it is kind of like The Lighthouse, because like the last song, the dude fucking just walks into the ocean and kills himself. Like,
oh man, this fucking album. God damn, dude. I mean, I'm just gonna throw out a couple like the other phenomenal. Carrie, goddamn beautiful. And like From Sinking, glorious.
Yes, I like the end. That's probably one of their more trippy songs.
Wait, which one?
The end, like the guitars are this layered. So
wait, the end.
Maybe
you mean the beginning and the end? The beginning and the end? Because I don't have that one on here.
I like that song too. I may have fucked up. Whatever. Okay. I fucked up my notes.
Okay. But go on.
I don't want to cut off our video, otherwise I'd check. And then False Light is another standout.
Like halfway through that one, it turns into this fucking this Western dirge.
Yeah,
that's so cool. God damn it. Yeah, that's kind of unexpected. Especially with we already talked about it a little bit, but like Maritime and Wait, they're going real melodic, real quickly, I guess. because like nothing like that on the first album. Like we're already going in a direction that's gonna be real, a lot to unpack. So I don't know. I like this album a lot. I like it a lot more than when I first heard it. It was hard for me not to give this anything. Like a lot of them are hard to not give anything, but it's like, and especially we again when we touched upon it a little bit, like it doesn't feel like metal. These are like really intricate rock songs, but just with the brutality of a band like Neurosis. However, I had to find for each album, I had to find like one thing, like why can I not give this best or my favorite?
Yeah,
that for me was I didn't care for how long Wait was, and then the album I felt the length of this album. It's real fucking long. Like they're all long, but this one I was like, all right, this one is pretty long. That's the only reason I didn't give this anything, is like I felt a little bit too long.
Yeah, a band this good, you're gonna have to do some nitpicking. And,
it is a lot of nitpicking, yeah, which is good. It's good. It's a good problem to have because, like,
yeah, for me, like I said, this to me is a game changing album, and I had to give it something. I do agree some other albums are better at doing other things, but to me, it's like it doesn't exist without Oceanic.
Fair enough. So we are going to move on. This is I need to pull it up. 2004 Panopticon. Ooh, immediately.
This is probably one of the first Neurosis or ISIS songs I heard.
Really? It's funny because this part's so fun.
No one was ready for that.
Love it so much. It's funny because this song, it gives you the impression that you know what it is already. But of course, because it's ISIS, by the end of the song, it's something completely different.
Also, I feel like that transition on paper should feel more abrupt or jarring, but it's not. It just fucking works.
Yeah. This riff specifically, I love how technically there's wrong notes in there and technically it goes into ugly territory. It still comes across, it still reads as beautiful. Like that little thing right there, that little tail, that's weird and ugly. But
and then you get the cohesion of everyone like locking in together, the way the drummer will do the open hi-hat accents, and
you feel it building. You feel it. Oh, fuck you, listener. You're gonna hear where you listen to that song on your own. Hear where it goes.
10 minutes later, we're still.
Yeah. You know what? I had my picks before we started recording. I changed them in the middle of recording. Personal favorite.
Yeah. This probably has the most like accessible songs, I think. I guess.
I fucking guess.
I guess if ISIS had hits, I think So Did We and In Fiction are, two great songs to get you interested into the band.
The ending of In Fiction is, it will always resonate with me.
It's one of the greatest songs ever, and that's the ultimate. We talked about it earlier. That's the ultimate slow build.
Yeah, I want to put on fucking 6 minutes into backlit.
hell yeah!
because of the drums, the beat itself, and how it's being accented with the bass line. I just fucking love it so much. Where are we at? Let's see.
Aaron Harris, the drummer, and Jeff Coxid. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Those two are like perfect for each other. They're the best.
This is backlit. love that drum. Oh, those accents are fucking awesome. Such awesome accents. Oh, god damn it. Of course, it takes the song an hour to get there, but still.
I think most of their songs are in like 4/5, and that kind of.
You mean 5/4?
Or 5/4, my bad. Yeah, that kind of also helps set them apart and create these dreamy things. I think that there's something about that time signature where it's like you get to add a little more.
Well, the thing about 5/4, I like using 5 a lot. There's it's funny because like difference between 5/4 and 5/8, like they kind of simple. I don't know. I'm gonna go into music theory shit. I'm gonna get like confused myself because I'm really bad at music theory. But 5/4 a lot is, especially with drums, it gives you the impression at the end of the phrase, because everyone's so used to hearing 4/4 in their brain that they think it's gonna loop around at the very end. But the drum can go one extra, and then it'll loop around. But the drums, it's like the drums almost have their own autonomy within that time signature. Wherever, I don't know. It's a really weird, hard thing to explain with words because it's fucking music. But it's a really interesting time signature. I like it a lot. It's like, it's not crazy odd because it's odd enough to be like unexpected, but it's not too over the top where it's into math territory where you can't follow it. I fucking love 5/4, and the way they use it is enough to. It's not going to alienate people. I don't think at all.
No. Do you know what Panopticon is?
I don't. I've heard the word a lot. I think there's a band called Panopticon too.
It's based around this philosopher, Jeremy Bentham. It's an idea to build prisons where every prisoner could be viewed by one guard. And so it's not just to like keep an eye on the prisoners, but it's also to like mentally break them down because they always have eyes on them. There's no privacy. And that's a theme that comes up a lot in ISIS's music, is the delusion of privacy in many forms. So
that's real depressing. God damn it, Alex. I'm assuming is that what the concept of this album is? To be upset? Is that what that is?
I think that's what most of the albums are about. I was going to say, there's a song called Wills Dissolve. That's one of...
Okay, you know what? No, I'm sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah, that title is real depressing, but I think it also features some other more... I don't even know if it's the right word, but playful guitar playing in that song.
This fucking intro, I'm going to put on the song because this is one of the few instances where their intro is like enough to grab you because of... Okay, here is Wills Dissolve.
But yeah,
I swear to God, it comes in. Right here. Here we go. Oh. I forgot how long the intro is actually. Because when it kicks off a little bit, I'm gonna let it play. We can keep talking, but I'm gonna let this play. This is such a fucking great. I mean, the song is great, but man, this whole first section.
It's funny how bands like this, are very technically impressive, but they can also do a lot with very little, which we're experiencing right now.
Yeah. Oh. This is orchestral as fuck. This could fit in like a movie or something.
Yeah, they could, if they wanted to. I'm sure they could score movies. such a good riff.
It's such a great riff, and there's no bass, and that's like such a smart songwriting decision, like or arrangement decision. Oh goddamn, it's too good, too fucking. Oh. Okay, I love it so much. So now I'm gonna start shitting on it. This is my favorite. This one I listen to the most, probably. Like I think I could safely say that I listen to this one the most. Turner is now starting to sing a little bit, and it is not great. It is not great. It's on here. Huh?
Oh, it's more spacey. It's less angry.
It's less well, he still screams every now and then, or does his growls. But the singing on this, because he continues to sing in later albums. Here is the worst example of his singing. Like he's doing this thing where he's kind of raspily. That's not even a word. I just made that up. He's singing notes raspy. Still trying to keep like an edge to it, but they're notes. They're actual notes. He's not hitting the wrong notes for them. He's hitting some wrong notes, but it just sounds weird. It sounds like he's purposely making his voice raspy. Like it doesn't need to be raspy. Like you can scream it or sing it. Like you don't need to throw some dirt onto it. And it sounds weird. I don't really like it. And like I think a good example, if you have a problem with these sung vocals, I totally get it. I think opening track in So Did We. I'm gonna put on 2 minutes 15 seconds of that one. This is pretty much what you're in for with his vocals when he's not screaming. This is okay. So shit.
You're overreacting.
Not offensive.
You're overreacting.
Not offensive. Yeah, they're not offensive. They're not horrible, but they are for sure the weakest instrument on the album. And it's like when you hear a weak instrument with a band like ISIS, like, ooh, what's that? What's going on there?
I think some bands you end up with people being forced to be singers and they kind of adapt with it. Yeah, I don't think anyone in ISIS or him, there's some other bands I can't think of, but yeah, I don't think they're sitting there like, I want to be the singer. I think they're sitting there like, well, we got a good thing going and fuck it. One of us is just going to bite the bullet and do it.
That's funny too, because like, I mean, you get a band like Russian Circles every now and then where they're just like, fuck it, we're all instrumental. But there's something about vocals, even if they're bad or they're not spectacular, that you just want them, especially in song format. And by song format, I mean like not, classical, Baroque, romantic music. You want them there, and then plus with the studio stuff, you can make them passable. And here they're passable. They're not like, obviously this is my favorite one, so it's not like a deal breaker. But I definitely see how people looking for something to not like, that's what they would pick on this album. If you had to pick something to not like, it would be him trying to sing. Also, Altered Chorus, it's cool, but way too fucking long compared to the rest. This one is a strictly mood. And
that one has Just Sing Chancellor from Tool on there on bass.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so maybe that's why it's long. They felt like, oh, we got Justin, we gotta do like an elongated segment to get his stuff in.
Just keep him here as long as we possibly can. Don't leave, please. It's cool, but yeah, it's like fucking borderline 9 minutes, 8 and some change. And whereas the rest of the songs are that long, they all do a bunch of shit. Yeah. This one doesn't. And it's like, And also, it's also interesting because the closing track is Grinning Mouths, which is fucking great. But the way Altered Chorus slowly fades out, you expect it to be the end of the album. And then Grinning Mile comes on, which is another long ass song. So it ends up tricking you into feeling like it's longer than it should be, just by the song order. But much like the last one, or Oceanic, perfect example of them just building up. You gotta fucking wait. You gotta be patient. You gotta be interested. You gotta be invested into this. Like, yeah. These
are like the big two of ISIS albums to me.
Is that the consensus among fans and people? It seems like it.
It was for a while, but I felt like something else disrupted that, which we'll get into.
We'll get to everything pretty much.
But yeah, for sure, those two albums had the biggest impact out of everything they did.
So this was your best, right?
No. I didn't give this anything.
This was your Oceanic to me. Yeah.
Yes, it pains me not to give it something.
I understand.
It was holding some titles until
I get it. I get it completely. While. I get it. Literally in the middle of recording, I changed my mind. Like, so yeah, it's my favorite. I don't know. It's fucking good. Whatever. We've said this many times. We like this band. Okay, let us move on. This is 2006, In the Absence of Truth.
This is probably like the best, craziest drumming on an ISIS album.
Ooh, we're gonna fight.
I don't think we will.
I don't think we will. Oh, this is a great ass riff, though. I forgot about that.
I think if you're someone who likes riffage, this drumming is.
See, I feel about the actual riffs in this one. This one I feel is pretty excessive. Like already, it's pretty hooky.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this song only gets hookier.
I don't know if we'll get to it, but this is probably like the first like real clean vocals too.
Yeah. On the whole album too, they're pretty clean. I hope we get to it. I mean, clearly everyone listening knows it's building up to something. Like, yeah, it's pretty apparent. I mean,
by now you should know.
It's funny because we're already like fucking 2 minutes in and it hasn't started yet. We're like, whatever. We know it's gonna get there. Like, we can't listen to the whole fucking song.
So before you say it, are you? Yeah, and I'm not mad at you giving it worse.
Worst album.
It makes sense to me because going back and re-listening to it in the scheme of things, I was like, something's off about this one.
Yeah.
Something's off. It's technically amazing. There's some great songs on there, but something's off.
Some of their best songs too, like that opening track, "Wrist of Kings," fucking real good,
amazing.
Not in rivers, but in drops, lovely, fucking awesome. 1,000 shards. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And fucking Ferdius Iberian or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, the closing two track.
Oh, yeah. So good. However, you mentioned the drums. That is one of the reasons I gave it worse. They are repetitive as like that dude is doing the same tribal shit on every song but one. I don't remember which one he's not doing it on, or two, because one of them is like an ambient kind of short track. He's doing that tribal shit on most of them, and it's not that it's bad. It's not a bad drum fill or drum beat or anything. It's just in the context of how dense these guys are known to be. when you hear a thing repeating over like in every song, like they couldn't do like something else, and it's like being super spoiled because like these are still great songs. That did stick out to me quite a bit.
This is how good ISIS is that one of their weaker albums is still an amazing. It's still
pretty spectacular in terms of worst albums.
pretty good. Yeah. It's when doing research for it, it's an album the band did not like. Some of the members were in LA while recording it. Some of them were in New York. So
wait, where are they from?
They're from Boston. They're one of the only good things to come out of Boston.
Stop ragging on Boston, Alex. You do it every fucking episode.
I have to do it.
I don't get it. What's wrong with Boston?
The Korn episode. I'm just going to do it every episode, unless it's ISIS. ISIS is amazing.
Go on.
So yeah, I know they weren't happy with the final results, and they acknowledged it, and I think that's awesome of them to be that self-aware, because I feel like a lot of bands would be trying to like jump through hoops and say, and that.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, conceptually, I want to love it because there's some crazy shit going on, like one of my favorite books, The House of Leaves, is an inspiration for this.
Wait, what book is that?
House of Leaves is an insane, very meta, like fourth wall breaking book that has like cliff notes for cliff notes. It's about this junkie who finds a script to a movie, and then weird things start happening to him in his life. But you're reading like the script with him. And the script has footnotes, and his life has footnotes, and there's like, it's crazy. There's like little puzzles you can do if you want. They're there if you want. If not, just keep reading the book. It's a crazy book. Another influence, Jorge Luis Borges, Labyrinths. He's a crazy author too. So it's like conceptually, I want to love it, but it's not. There is that disconnect. We didn't talk about it, but I also do like Holy Tears, and I think that's one of the first songs where not that they didn't have electronics and keyboards before, they're there.
Yeah, they're always there.
But Holy Tears is probably the first one where it's like really in front, where it's more of a focus instead of a complimentary thing.
Yeah, this whole album in general is. They're most mellow. It's funny how you picked the first album was the worst and that was the most harsh. This is the most mellow, and I mean mellow is relative, of course, but Turner is mostly singing on here. There is very little harshness or screaming or growling, and he sounds good, like infinitely better than the last album. There's no more trying to throw some dirt or some rasp onto it. It's way cleaner. It sounds way better. But I'm left craving more. Like judging just by how heavy the fucking band is, I want some shouting. I want some growling. It works. So like it's always worked with the band, and it always sounded good. And also, here there's compared to the last two, there's way less like buildup. There's less of like where every song was this kind of slow build to this gigantic culmination at the end. These are more, they're still super intricate with a bunch of complex arrangement and stuff, but they don't have like these epic outros the way every song, like post-rock stuff, the way the other albums did, which is also kind of ironic because of how much more post-rock this is sounding.
Yep.
It's dabbling a lot more in clean guitars. The drums also, in addition to being kind of repetitive by repetitive in my opinion, the snare is really timbali-esque. We're like really ringy and really high, on the high end.
It is. It doesn't sound like the drums on previous albums.
It doesn't. I don't care for it too much. It's not a deal breaker by any standards, but it is different. It's interesting. Yeah, this one definitely has a personality to it, and it is my least favorite of the personalities, I think.
And yeah, I'm not mad at that because I was debating also giving it before I finally decided on Celeste, but yeah, their worst albums are still worth listening to and digging into. And
I still think I'm going to listen to this one again. Like, this is one of the better of the of all worst albums.
Yeah, I'm going to listen to all these albums. I'm not like, no way I'm not revisiting them.
Yeah, for sure. Also, just a quick another note. Outro to Dulcina.
I wrote that down too.
Goddamn.
It's weird. It's weird because it's ISIS and they play that cool riff on the outro and it's fucking awesome. And you would think, oh, it's ISIS. I'm going to hear it forever.
Yeah.
And it's real short for ISIS.
What is it, like 3 minutes long? Is that short for ISIS?
No,
I know.
Yeah, maybe it might be like 2 minutes, but yeah, it's a really cool fucking riff that you won't really hear me say about any other ISIS songs. It's a really cool riff that doesn't get explored as much as their other ones.
Yeah, this one I do. This whole album I think is not too bad for new people because of how hooky it is. Like that main riff to 1,000 Shards. Like, god damn, I dare you to fucking not get off to that. I dare you. Don't have an orgasm. I dare you.
Pun intended. It's missing the weight of the previous two to me.
Yeah, it's all again, like that lack of buildup is pretty notice. It's not noticeable if you're just coming this dry, but having heard the fucking masterpieces that we just listened to, like you definitely notice like there's something missing. But anyway, let us move on to the last album. We are there. We are fucking excited. It is very obvious how we feel about this last album just by process of elimination. This is 2006. Wait, what? 2006? 2009. I wrote down the wrong year.
9.
Yeah, 2009. Wavering Radiant. I'm so happy.
Dude, like, in the absence of truth had to happen to get to this album, though.
This riff is so good.
It's one of the best songs ever.
He's growling again, it sounds like.
Yep. Okay, let's do it in synchronization. 1, 2, 3. Best album. Best album.
Yep. Oh man. Oh man.
This album, like, broke me. It broke the band, like, because, like, for what 8 years, I was like, you got the big two of Panopticon and Oceanic, and then it's like, fuck. This is like after Absence of Truth, like I feel like I don't know if it's the right term, but like a fire was lit under their ass where they're like, we're better than this. We know we're better than this. They're gonna take their time. I think this is the longest gap between recordings.
Yeah. I mean, it's still not that long. It's like 3 years. That's not that long.
Yeah, it took them about 2.5 years from inception to the final product to do it. But man, it's fucking amazing. And then it's like I was riding high on it, and like I never like properly seen them live, and then they're like, we're fucking breaking up.
It's funny because I didn't get into them till way after they broke up, but I remember them breaking up and being like, "Oh, that's a bummer." And I didn't even listen to them, but I knew it was like sad.
The tickets sold out so fast, and man, like we talked about how they're not like really a famous band, but they're famous enough that scalpers knew, because the second-hand ticket, the scalping tickets, I saw them go for like $300.
Whoa, okay, oh boy, oh piece of shit. Okay.
I mean, if I was a richer person, I might have paid that, because man, if you got to see this band headline, fucking, I'm jealous.
I know. Oh man, so many things on here. Like I liked this one a lot years ago when I was into them. This is my favorite back then, and I just forgot. I hadn't heard it in so long that I was listening to all the previous albums. Like, yeah, these are fucking good. I know I'm gonna like the last one, but I didn't realize like, oh, this is fucking them in their perfect form. This is
I didn't realize that either, because it's like one of those times where I had to sit back, and this sounds ridiculous, but I have to think about the definition of the word "the best."
Yeah.
And this is, like you said, this is their final form. This is a band, you listen to this album and you're like, they can fucking do anything, and they will do anything.
It's like, it's still not exactly in the same style as Oceanic or Panopticon, where it's like these slow build-ups to this giant thing. It's more every song is super massive and super deep, so it doesn't feel like this payoff at the end. However, there are so many amazing moments. Like it's like it doesn't. I don't feel like I'm missing that. I'm not longing for that with here. Everything like. With that opening track, Hall of the Dead, it starts off with that fucking killer riff, right? But then it still does a bunch of shit, and by the end of it, it's completely different, just like the other earlier albums, but in a completely different way. You don't feel like it culminated. It just felt like it just has a million amazing riffs in it. It's god damn,
man. When the organs kick in on that song, you can you can feel it in your chest when those organs come in. Like it's real good. This is the only album not produced by Matt Bayless. And they said it wasn't like disagreement or anything. It was just like, it kind of got too like formulaic. So they were like, I forgot to write down the producer of this album, but they're like, well, this brings someone in to kind of push us out of our comfort zone this time.
It seems to have fucking worked, man. I swear.
Like I said, I'm like, so I can't really think of a lot of instances where a band was like, yeah, you know, we weren't as good as we could be on that last album, and then this fucking comes out and hits a huge home run, like, or maybe bands just don't like being that honest about it, but it's crazy.
This one was produced by Joe Barresi, I think, or Barresi.
Yeah.
He fits the bill, you know, Melvin's, Kaya's, Tool. He's fucking Jesus Lizard in Tomahawk. Yeah, interesting. Good resume.
Also, I forgot to bring that up on Oceanic. They signed to Ipecac Records, which is owned by
Mike Patton. Yeah, Ipecac.
So
that's a good label.
That is a good label.
Yeah, a lot of Melvin stuff on there. If you like the Melvins, which you should. But anyway, I don't even know. Like, I could just pick a thing. But I'm going to start with something that is one of my favorite songs of all time. I think it is one of the best songs ever fucking written. And that is, of course, 20 Minutes, 40 Years. Oh my God.
It's amazing. And they only have 2 music videos, and that's one of them.
Oh, that's beautiful. I haven't seen it. I think I need to look that up. The breakdown at 4 minutes in. It goes from being this heavy, dark, scary sounding fucking song to being the most beautiful goddamn thing. Oh my. It comes out of nowhere too. You don't see it coming. You don't see the song going there, but you know, shocking that this band surprises within one song.
For me, Hand of the Host. there's so many good riffs on there. I was like, if they were a normal band, you probably could get 5 different songs out of that.
Yeah.
But they're so good. They're like, we're just gonna throw it all
in
on
one.
this.
And to that point, these songs are so dense, it's intimidating. Like, it's just, they're epic all the way through. It's
a lot of bands I can listen to multiple albums in a day and feel like I can soak it in pretty good. But yeah, this I could only do 1 album a day. There was no way I could like do multiple albums a day and feel like I was giving it my full attention.
Yeah, I was doing a couple, maybe, well, sometimes I would do 2 in one day, but I would listen to them so many fucking times, and I would go back, and I went back to like, I was all over the place. I was listening to these a lot. But one thing that an actually interesting thing that stuck out to me was the shoegazy ass guitar in Stone Awake as Sleeping Serpent. It is it sounds exactly like the guitar on Sleep by Godspeed Black Emperor.
Interesting.
Which is Sleep is that 20-30 minute song is one of the best things in all of music. I urge everyone who hasn't heard it to listen to it. It sounds just like it. Really repetitive and echoey and shoegazy and fucking melancholy as hell. Beautiful stuff. I think the weakest track is the closer, Threshold of Transformation. But like by the time it comes on, like the rest have already put you in this sort of mood, and it already set up the cards so well that it's weak. It's the weakest, yeah, I guess, but it doesn't really matter at this point.
I will say it's odd how fast this album goes by. These are still long songs. This is still Isis. It's still a pretty length. I think it's the shortest at 55 minutes.
That's pretty short for their standards.
But yeah, man, I just can't say enough good things. I don't usually do this, but let me show you guys. Let me grab it off my wall real quick. A piece of my collection.
Go ahead. Do it. While Alex does that, I will also note, even though you probably can't hear me. Wait, did you grab it?
I did grab it.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, so they did a split with the Melvins after this, so they were already broken up. And I used to go to this place, Vacation Records, and which was, I think it was co-owned by Hydra Head.
Mm-hmm. Okay, where's
Aaron
that at?
Turner's label. So as like a bonus, you got Aaron Turner art that he drew on the when they press vinyl, there's always some bad ones. Mm-hmm. So he drew art on. Oh shit! Oh, that's rad, dude.
So yeah. for audio listeners, it's a vinyl with actual art like painted on top of the vinyl.
Yeah, in the style of Wavering Radiant.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome, dude. Oh, Jesus. Wait, you said Vacation Records? Where's that at?
They were in Silver Lake. I think they still are. This is the second time they've moved locations, though. I don't know what their deal is anymore. I haven't been in a while, and I apologize to that because
it sounds like it sounds like a solid place if they're handing that out. Not handing it out, but you know what I mean.
Apparently, there were people who were upset that they're like, "Why does everyone in LA, get it, and no one else gets a chance?" I'm like,
well, fucking go to LA then. Listen, I don't like living in LA. Okay, I don't like it, but it's LA, New York. Okay, that's just the way it is. That's the way it is. Okay, I'm sorry. Fuck. But anyway, Vacation Records sounds very cool. This one, before you grab that, I was thinking, it's kind of like it's like the best harmony of everything they're good at. So his vocals are the best in terms of sung and growled. Like it has both in equal parts. You're never left craving one more than the other. They both sound fucking fantastic. The writing is as hooky as ever. You're not waiting 1,000 years for a song to fucking explode at the very end. And every song is so damn diverse. It just tackles so many different moods and feelings in each one. And yeah, they're like a day long each. Yeah, they're long. But if you have the patience and if you like challenging music, this is bliss. Ugh.
Yeah.
God.
Man, what a fucking, again, the self-awareness of these guys to this be like, all right, we're done. And
wait, why did they break up? What the fuck?
They were it kind of sounds like they were maybe getting on each other's nerves, but they didn't hate each other. And they kind of felt like, well, we've said all we feel like we can say. We don't full blown hate each other yet. Let's just call it a day. Well, we're still all friends.
Really? That's so unexpected.
While our music is still intact, like the self-awareness of these guys is crazy.
I love them as people now because that is not easy to do, especially with pressures when you're fucking selling out like that and you're making shit that people are loving.
Also, it doesn't make any sense because this was their most commercially successful album. This album sold the most. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's what Big Black did, right? They quit when they were at their most popular.
I'm not as knowledgeable about them, but I'll take your word on it.
I believe that's true. Of course, Steve Albini went on to do many bigger things than Big Black, but that's another band that kind of quit while they were ahead. It seems I couldn't even imagine me being strong enough to do that. I couldn't imagine quitting at the peak. I let myself die and be broke before I quit.
They announced it while like touring in support of the album. So that can't be easy too when it's like, hey, this is your best selling album and you're seemingly on the up and up, but it worked out for them. We talked about Palms earlier.
What else have they done since?
I'm not sure about the Palms members, but Aaron Turner went on to start a band with a bassist from Russian Circle called Sumac, which is fucking awesome.
I haven't heard them. I'm excited now. I love both those bands. Well, love ISIS and Russian Circles, so I think I need to do that.
Sumac there's nothing pretty. It's pure. It's appropriate. He looks like a caveman now because it is pure primal heavy shit.
Okay.
And then it's ironic that you're wearing the Zeal and Ardor shirt because they reunited in a one-off benefit show for their friend in 2018. I don't know how. I didn't fucking hear about it. I didn't hear about it.
Wait, what does it do with Zeal and Ardor?
Oh, I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
So I didn't know about it. My friend had an extra ticket, hits me up, and I'm like, fuck. The only problem is I'm going Zeal and Ardor with her friend Ariana. I can't leave her hanging. Let me see if she can find someone else to go with her because I love Zeal and Ardor, but obviously priorities.
Yeah.
And she couldn't find anyone to go with her, so I couldn't fucking go. And I'm not going to leave her high and dry.
Right. And, sounds like you hate your friend Ariana. I'm sorry, our friend Ariana.
No, not at all.
No, we love you, Ariana. We love you. Yeah.
It has to do with me being an idiot, not knowing they were doing a fucking reunion show one night only.
That's pretty. It's pretty heartbreaking. Yeah. I don't know. I hold out hope that they will do another.
Yeah, I feel like because they did the one-off show and they don't hate each other, there's always a glimmer of hope.
It's exciting too because like. It's hard. I mean, it's kind of almost hard for me to really process that. Yeah, these guys have been around for 20 fucking years because it's within my life. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. It's within my lifetime. It doesn't feel that long, but it's been a while. It's been a while. But they're young, you know. I don't know. I hope they would do a few more one-offs or something at least. But goddamn, I love this band so much.
They're all talented dudes.
Yeah, and I'm glad that they're not like in the camp as most other broken up bands where they fucking hate each other's guts. That's pretty unexpected, honestly. Like that's That's really surprising.
Yeah, I don't know if any other band has like done that, like realized, hey, we're gonna hate each other if we keep going, and our friendships are more valuable.
Then that's beautiful. I love these guys. I fucking love them. Okay. Let's recap. Okay, so my picks. 2004 Panopticon. That is my personal favorite. It was not easy to choose anything. I didn't even realize it was my personal favorite until recording in the middle of the episode. In the Absence of Truth, 2006. That's my worst. It is worst by default, just because I don't know. You could make an argument for your least favorite and best for all these albums, I feel like, but for me, that was my weakest. And of course, like we just ranted and raved for a fucking while now. 2009 Wavering Radiant. Best, Alex.
Worst, Celeste. This because I feel like they're Celestial. This because I feel like they're better musicians than what that is, but there's still great songs on there. Oceanic, personal favorite, fucking game-changing album in my eyes. And then the best, the band in their final form, the band that can fucking do anything, Wavering Radiant.
Thank you so much for listening to all this shit and watching and everything. If you like us and you want to support us, I ranted and I begged, I pleaded and begged, and I'm going to do it again. Please subscribe on YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all the places you listen to your fucking people talking. Of course, if you want to listen to the playlist that we put together for our favorite songs, I really have no idea how long that playlist is going to be. I feel it's going to be tough to narrow it down.
I added my songs and it's at an hour 20. So
it's a long playlist, guys. It's a long playlist.
Yeah.
But if you're in the mood for ISIS, it doesn't fucking matter how long it is, because every song is 3 days long. You can find links to that in the description of wherever you're listening and watching, as well as everyalbumever.com. We got a playlist associated with every single episode. So there's plenty of things that we do and all that and whatever. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do that at Pope Jesse Ventura, and my music and all that shit. I'm a musician, by the way. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit? You can find that at Pander Monkey. So, Alex.
At Mother Puncture, and I think it does matter that you're a musician, because you're able to add another perspective and sometimes explain things that I don't have the words to, and I'm listening to it and I'm like, I think he'll be able to elaborate more and explain why it works or why it doesn't work. So
thank you very much for that. I hope I did not disappoint, but again, thank you. Oh man, I didn't even I want Last Song. We both want Last Song, but you're gonna get Last Song because your grandfather. You know what?
I'm gonna be nice. Let's your favorite song from Wavering Radiant. I think that's a perfect. Because much like picking what their best and favorite album, I can't even begin. We talked about it. I think in the spirit of ISIS and friendship. Let's do that.
Hell yes, you are a sweet man. And thank you all so much for listening and watching. This is 20 minutes, 40 years from Wavering Radiant. Thank you. See ya.